Hello guys, today we will discuss about three questions as you are seeing in the screen. Number one is what is interfrequency load balancing, second one is what is ICM in GSM, and third one is what is RSSI in WCDMA 3G. Before starting these topics, if you are new on my channel, then subscribe my channel and press bell icon to get more related videos, and don't forget to watch description videos. Okay, let's start. First question is what do you mean by ICM in 2G GSM? ICM means idle channel measurement, which you can see in 2G ICM. ICM is nothing but idle channel measurement. It is used for the purpose of interference on both HDCCH and TCH channels. Okay, it's mainly used for quality of the channel in cell level. We can set the parameter of ICM in cell level in 2G, and there are 5 ICM bands are available. First one is best one, and the fifth band is worst one. Okay, band 2 and band 3 are mostly due to hardware issues and external interferences. Band 4 and band 5 mainly because of external interference. If ICM band if ICM band is high due to frequency and co-channel interference, occur TCH drop will be more. Okay, we can check last 5 calls history for this. If we found any call drop is there, then what we will have to do, there might be worst ICM band value placed in one of the time slot, and also check the interference level in downlink and uplink and timing advance value. Okay, what is the solution for this? Solution is search repeaters and permanently switch off those repeaters. Okay, now we will talk about what is repeaters. Are network devices operating at physical layer, okay, of the OSI model that amplify or regenerate an incoming signal before retransmitting it, and they are incorporated in networks to expand its coverage area. They are also known as signal booster. Now second question, and how it affects network. Here we can see RSSI means received signal strength indicator. It is the wideband received power within the U-Tran uplink carrier channel bandwidth in a U-Tran access point. Okay, the reference point for the RSSI measurement shall be the antenna connectors. Range and mappings are here. RSSI is given with a resolution of 0.5 dB with the range of -105 to -74 dBm. RSSI shall be reported in the unit of RSSI level. Here you can see, here we can see RSSI level 00, RSSI less than -105 dBm, and here RSSI level 01 range from -105 to less than -104 dBm. Okay, now next, when RSSI or delta is high, we normally call it imbalance path. Okay, if RSSI or delta is high, we called it imbalance path. When uplink RSSI, which we can see in a layer 3 message, SIP 7 message, if when uplink RSSI, its high speed is affected mainly, calls will drop and get blocked. Next to High uplink RSSI will contribute to poor network quality, and values around -95 dBm indicates that the cell has some uplink interference. Okay, if the value is around -85 dBm, the situation is ugly with strong uplink interference. For external interference, it's due to illegal repeaters, cell extenders, and it is called cell extenders in most cases, but so you need to do interference hunting in the area where you are getting this issue to identify the source of interference using spectrum analyzer. Okay, here you can see the value of RSSI in layer 3 message, system information message SID7. Okay, here is the value of UL interference -88. Here you can see, and in this message you can see the value of UL interference. Next question is interfrequency load balancing, IFLB optimization in LT. Okay, if you are getting this issue, load balancing issue for specific U-Tran or LT network, then first point is at cell relations where load balancing is desired, we must be configured to allow load balancing action and reporting. Load balancing parameter is set to allow in the desired EU-Tran cell relation MO, and X2 connections required MO e-node Vs. And the license key must be activated to operate coverage trigger interfrequency and interfrequency load balancing feature. Here are the few environmental setups to need to look for following points. Number one is load measurement. This includes the measurement of subscription capacity of the cell and quantity associated with the specific QCI. Okay. Second one is load information exchange. For this, load balancing parameter is set to allow in the desired U-Tran cell MO. Next one is load balancing magnitude. Load balancing magnitude. This includes the minimum load difference to trigger load balancing action and minimum load difference taken into account in load balancing action. Fourth point is UE selection for load balancing action. Monitor measurement based handover for interfrequency handover event A4 in LT. Okay, so these are the three questions, and we will talk in next video about 4G and 5G interview questions. So in this video it's enough. Thank you.